Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Welcome you all to the Sunday Bhagavad Gita classes. So today we are going to start chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita, which is also known as Karma Yoga. But before we go to chapter 3, let us just have a quick recap of whatever Krishna spoke in chapter 1 and 2. So chapter 1 started with Arjuna's indecisiveness for not fighting
Not to
the
fight
war.
back.
So he had several reasons for not fighting. And what are the 4 reasons which Arjuna mentioned? First thing is about compassion. He thought, how can he fight against his own teacher, his own grandparents and relatives? And second one is loss of enjoyment.
And
So even if he is losing the battle or if he wins the battle also, with whom he will enjoy. And then fear of sinful activities. So killing the teacher and killing the grandfather is a sinful
sinful
activity.
act.
So by performing sinful activity, how can he be happy? And then destruction of family tradition. What happens if the male members of the family dies in the battle? Then the female will be exploited with some men in the
Other
society. And then what will happen to the children who are born from such women? Then the Varnashrama Dharma will be collapsed and there will be Varna Shankara population, the population which will not follow the Varnashrama Dharma. So
dharma.
these are the 4 reasons which Arjuna put forward for not fighting the war. And then the second chapter again starts with confusion of Arjuna. Arjuna was overwhelmed with tears and he was not willing to fight. And at that particular situation, what did Arjuna do? He took
He
shelter
surrendered to
of Krishna. He accepted Krishna as his guru.
Guru.
कार्पण्य दोषो पहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता यश्रेयस्यान्निचितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्य हमशादि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम यश्रेयस्यान्निचितं ब्रूहि तन्मे. Krishna, please instruct me what is good for me in long term, because whenever we are in a overwhelmed situation, we are not able to understand what is good for us because we are so overwhelmed with a particular situation that we do not know what is right and what is wrong.
Wrong.
At such situation, Arjuna took shelter of the Guru. And then Krishna instructs Arjuna, and the very first teaching Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita is we are not the soul, we are not the body,
Not
we
the
are
body,
the
we are
soul.
the soul.
And Krishna is giving many characteristics of the soul. And some of the characteristics of the souls are soul is eternal, body is temporary, and soul is indestructible. We cannot destroy the soul by any means, by water, by wind, by storm, or by fire. Nothing can destroy the
Soul.
soul. And soul is immovable, soul is indestructible.
Indestructible.
So these are several characteristics of the soul which
Soul.
Krishna spoke to Arjuna. So he is telling to Arjuna that actually speaking, nobody can kill anyone because the soul is eternal, only the body changes. So does that mean that anybody can kill anyone? No. Authorized killing is permissible, like in the war. Under the authority of the government, you're allowed to kill the enemy. So here Arjuna is fighting in the war, therefore he is allowed to kill. Right? If the same person who killed the enemies in the battlefield, he comes back home with the Paramveer Chakra and he sees that his neighbor is very envious about his achievement, and just to irritate him, he's making a lot of noise, he's putting a loud music, and just he's causing some kind of discomfort to this particular person, not being of his envious nature, not tolerating his win. Then, if he is killing the neighbor because he was envious and he was causing him some trouble,
It is
will
a
he still
sinful
be
care.
given a Paramveer Chakra or he will be sent to prison?
He will be sent to prison.
Prison, because that kind of killing is not
Permissible.
authorized. So Krishna spoke on compassion. So the real compassion should be for the soul and not for
And
the
not for the body.
body. And then Krishna is talking about two dharmas. What are the two dharmas? One is Swadharma.
And Parodharma.
Swadharma is according to our Varna and Ashrama, we are supposed to do our prescribed duty.
Prescribed
Another
duties.
is Parodharma.
Parodharma.
So in this division, Krishna is also talking about enjoyment. So Krishna is saying, if he wins, he will rule the earthly planets. If he loses, he will go to Swargaloka. So either way, it is a win-win
Win situation.
situation for Arjuna. And talking about the sinful reactions, so Krishna is saying that by not performing one's prescribed duty, we incur sin, not by performing the prescribed duty. So Arjuna, being a Kshatriya, his prescribed duty is to establish dharma and to fight if there is a necessity to establish the dharma. So if Arjuna is denying his duty, then he will have to incur sinful activities. And then talking about the destruction of the family tradition.
Family traditions.
Yeah, that mostly Krishna will be talking in the chapter 3 about this, about the destruction of the family tradition, the refuting statement for that. And then Krishna is also talking about Parodharma. What is Parodharma? That dharma which we have to do to Krishna.
Please.
Because we are all eternally his part and parcel.
Parcel of.
So the highest dharma is, Bhagavatam says, Savai Pumsam Parodharmo Yato Bhaktir Adokshaje. So the highest dharma is rendering service to Adokshaja. Krishna is also called as Adokshaja. And how that service should be? Ahaitukya Apratihata. It should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. So this is the highest dharma. While we are doing our prescribed duty, if we are not doing our duty towards Krishna, then that duty becomes only the labor, hard labor. Shrama evahi kevala. Only the hard work remains, only the labor remains. There is no use. Suppose we are laboring very hard and we do not get anything out of it, then is there any benefit of that labor what we did?
No.
So we are doing our occupational duty very nicely. We have not cheated anyone. We have been a good person in the organization. We are leading the organization very nicely. And we are given a lot of returns to the company. Everything we have done very well. But if that person is not Krishna conscious, and if he is not dovetailing his activities towards Krishna, then this activity, whatever he did, whatever hard work he labored in his occupational duty, only the hard work remains. Shrama evahi kevalam. People even go to pilgrimage. They just go because they think, it is very nice. But if they are not establishing the connection with Krishna, just going to the pilgrimage and coming out without developing any connection for Krishna, even such a yatra which a pilgrim takes without developing the connection for Krishna, even that is also a Shramahevahi Kevalam.
Kevalam.
Like Mataji, now you went to Ayodhya Kashi Yatra. Previously also you have gone to some yatras.
Yes, sir.
But how is your consciousness now and then?
Difference is there, Mataji.
There is a lot of difference. Previously, we go because we think if we take dip in Kashi, all our sinful activities will go. So we will lead a life, little bit easy life or a happy future. We were only thinking about this life, I will probably, will not suffer much. I will have a, comfortable future like that.
Yeah.
But now when we are going there, when we see Ganga, we see this water has emanated from Krishna's legs.
Yes.
And Lord Shiva brought it through. How fortunate we are to touch the water or to take the dip in the water, which emanated from the Lord's legs.
Feet. Yeah.
Feet. Lord's feet. So this is how it happens for us, right? So how our consciousness changed. Earlier, what? Just going to Ganga, we'll get out of a sinful reaction. Therefore, we won't suffer much in the future, even if we have done some papa in the previous life. By taking the dip, all the papa will go away. From now onwards, we will have, a little bit of an easy life. That's what we think. But the highest dharma is the paro dharma. And then Krishna is talking about a person who is known as Atma Rama, a person who is Krishna conscious. How does he sit? How does he speak? How does he talk? And then Krishna gives several examples about main thing Krishna is talking about is senses. How to control our senses, like a tortoise. What does the tortoise do when there is an unfavorable situation? The tortoise withdraw all its limbs.
Senses,
So
yeah.
similarly, a devotee in an unfavorable situation, he withdraws all his limbs. In a favorable situation, when he goes to temple, when he is in the association of devotee, he engages all his senses in Krishna. He chants Krishna's holy name. He dances for Krishna. He
He
sings
has prasadam.
He has
He
prasadam,
hears the
and
sings,
he hears.
songs.
He's seeing the deity of the Lord. So likewise, the devotee is engaging all the senses in Krishna's service. But if a devotee is supposed to attend a party by the corporate party, which is not at all conducive for Krishna consciousness, no matter the devotee is there, but his senses are all withdrawn. He will not get too much into gossiping,
Attached to the.
or he will not let his ears too much to hear to those material songs. If possible, the devotee, will try to even avoid eating there, saying that, you have some vrata or something like that. Because the devotee completely tries to control the senses. And then we also talk about two types of people. Krishna is talking about the materialistic people and spiritualistic people, comparing them with day and night. What is day for a materialistic person is a night for the spiritualist person. What is night is a day. And the spiritualists think that materialistic people are wasting their life. And the materialistic people think that the spiritualist people are wasting their
Not
time.
enjoying their life.
What
Yeah.
are they doing? They are just eating some plain foods. They are not going for vacation. They are not watching
They're
TV.
just wasting their
They are not
lives.
going.
Life
So
is
they are
only
wasting
once.
their life. And the Krishna conscious person also knows that Shramaheva hi kevalam, the other person, no matter he is working in a great company or he is working very hard,
What is the
came
use?
state first or country first, school first, and everything. But if a person is not Krishna conscious, then he can never be happy. That's what Krishna said. Ayukta. If a person is not connected to Krishna, he cannot have a steady mind. He cannot have a steady intelligence, without which he cannot be peaceful. And without peace, there cannot be happiness. So without connecting to Krishna, one can never be happy, right? So we see a devotee is engaged in Krishna service all the time. A devotee does not get a desire. Okay, I have been, doing bhakti for 1 full year. Okay, one day, let me have a cheat day. Let me just go and enjoy with my friends. Let me go to some movies. Let me go to some, some resorts or somewhere, I work 364 days for Krishna. Let me just keep it for myself. Does a devotee think that way?
No, man.
No.
Because he's
But
already enjoying
you
the
see, even a
higher.
materialistic person, no matter he is so materialist, but still he has some situation that keeps him unhappy and they go to
Yes.
temple.
Yes.
They cannot be without Krishna, right? We can be without any materialistic activity, without getting involved in that, but they cannot be without, they cannot completely neglect the God. The so-called materialistic people also go to the temple, right? They have some desires, but they do approach Krishna, right? They cannot be without approaching Krishna if they say that they are so happy in their materialistic activity, right? So that is the thing. And we also saw that the desires keeps coming. Even for a devotee, the desires cannot stop coming, but the devotee is not disturbed with such desire. And the beautiful example is Samudra Mahapam. He gave the example of an ocean. The ocean sometimes get lot of water, sometimes get less water. But is the ocean getting agitated? Is the ocean getting disturbed? No. So similarly, no matter the desires comes to a devotee, but a devotee will not be disturbed by such desires. It will come. We are not living in Himalayas. We are not living in Rishikesh. We are living in Mumbai, right?
Yeah.
the city known for, Bollywood, it is also called a
Enjoyment. Yeah.
enjoyment. So many activities are there for sense gratification, right?
Yeah.
In spite of that, a devotee does not get disturbed. So these are all the things which Krishna discussed in the second chapter. Now, please take the 49th sloka of the second chapter. I'm just giving the link from the chapter 2 to chapter 3. This is a linking sloka. Durena hevaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanam anvicha kripana falahetava. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, keep all abominable activities far distance by devotional service. And in that consciousness, surrender to me, the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruit of their work are only misers. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, keep away all the undesirable activities, abominable activities, and just do devotional service. So Arjuna is confused. When you're just saying keep away all the abominable activities, war is also an abominable activity. It is so ghastly. You will kill so many people. Is it so nice killing so many people? So when war is such an abominable, it's a ghastly warfare, why are you asking me to fight? So this is what Arjuna is asking Krishna. Please clarify, because your instructions are kind of confusing me. So should I perform bhakti or should I do the war? Should I perform my prescribed duty? So here Arjuna is confused, and that is how the third chapter of the third chapter starts. Okay, so we will do the third chapter. The acronym of the third chapter is, so we have acronym for each chapter, right? The second chapter, the acronym was Gita.
Gita.
And the third chapter, the acronym is TREE. So T stands for Tyaga, and it's from the verse 1 to 9. And the second division is rungs of yoga ladder. So Krishna speaks about different stages of yoga, or which leads ultimately to the topmost yoga. So like if you take a ladder, when you want to go to the top of the ladder, where do you start from? You
We
start
start
from the
from
bottom.
first one. Yeah.
First one. So yoga is also a ladder. So yoga ladder. Tyaga is about renunciation, because Arjuna is thinking that when Krishna is saying Durena Hevaram Karma, keep away all the activities abominable, he sees that, one should be completely renounced. So what is a real renunciation? That Krishna will be speaking. And then sloka number 17 to 35 is exemplary. While a Krishna conscious person has no duties to be performed, because he is already Krishna conscious, so he does not have anything to perform, but still he performs the duty, because whatever the leaders does, the followers do. The leaders, they set an example, right? So such Krishna conscious devotees, they do perform their duty so that they set an example for others to follow. Even Krishna, yadadacharati shrestha taddatevo tarojana. So whatever the great personalities does, the leaders does, the followers, the common men, they follow. So therefore, the devotee and the Lord himself, they act with exemplary, as an example, by they perform their duty to show that how we should also perform our own duty. Like exactly when Krishna was a king in Dwaraka, he was performing all the duties which a king has to perform. He did not even neglect a single duty. Everything that a king has to perform, he performed all the activities, so that to set an example for other people to do their activities. And the last division is the enemy of the soul. So while we are aware, that certain activities are very sinful, in spite of knowing that, such activities, if we perform, it is not good for us, it will lead us for some bad reactions. Still, we are doing that activity. Why? Because of kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna samudbhava. It is because of our lusty desires, kama and krodha. Whenever, a person has karma. A person who gets angry very soon is a person who has lot of karma in him. Because we saw that dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kama krodha bijayate. So when your desires are not fulfilled, then that desires become krodha.
Kama. Kama, krodha.
Krodha. That unfulfilled desires becomes krodha.
Krodha.
So if you're seeing a person who always gets angry, that means that person is
Something's
having lot of karma.
unfulfilled.
He has
Yeah.
lot of desires. Desires doesn't mean only lusty desires, man towards women, women against man. Desires means accumulating things. Anything that we are desiring for our own sense gratification, that is called karma. Not necessarily the attraction for the opposite sex. It's for any desires that we have. So such a person will get angry. So this is the two things. Kamayesha, Krodayesha, Rajoguna Samudbhava, Mahashano Mahapapma. That will lead to the greatest destruction and the greatest papa. Example is Ravana. Right? Because he developed the lusty desire towards Mother Sita, Mahashano Mahapapa, he faced the greatest destruction. He lost his entire country. He lost himself and he did Mahapapma. He did the greatest sinful activity of abducting the consort of the Lord. All just because he had the lusty desire. Right? So, and we also see how we can engage all this propensity, even the Krodha can be engaged in the God service. Like Hanuman, when he got angry, what did he do? He set the fire towards in Lanka. So that Krodha, he engaged in whose service? In Krishna's service. Everything can be engaged in Krishna's service. So that is what we are going to see in this chapter 3, which is called Karma Yoga. Karma means doing the activities for some fruitive results. Karma Yoga means doing the activity, and whatever the activity, the result of the activity, we are dovetailing to Krishna. We are linking our work life with Krishna. Whatever activities we do, our work life, our eating, our sleeping, each and every activity that we do, we are dovetailing it to Krishna. Whether somebody is working, somebody is doing business, somebody is a housewife, whatever activities one is doing, one can always dovetail their activity to Krishna. That is called the Karma Yoga. Yoga means the linking process with Krishna. That is called the yoga, not the so-called yoga society where they do some bodily exercise. That is just called as gymnastic. Doing some bodily exercise. The real yoga means linking with the God, linking with Krishna. That is the real yoga. So karma yoga means linking our work with Krishna.
Mataji, so
Yes.
this karma yoga is only linking with Krishna, but what about other people who are not devotees? उनके लिए ये कर्म योग नहीं है.
Or not devotees means? Or just doing their duties.
Yeah, who are just
Or
doing their
linking to
duties.
Krishna. Then they become karmis.
They become
Then they are
karmis.
subjected to their reactions. If they do good activities, they good results. Pious activity, then they will be born in a nice family. They'll be born in a with good education and with good appearance and everything because of their piety. If they are doing sinful activities, then they have to take birth in a lower family where they may not look good, where they are not given proper opportunities in their life, or they may go to animalistic species of life. So you're subjected to the reaction of your work. That is called karmi.
Karmi.
But
And
a Krishna conscious person, while he is doing the work, while he is dovetailing his work towards Krishna, then that becomes a karma. Like the 3 types of karma we have, right?
Yes.
Karma, vikarma, akarma. So those things
Akarma.
also we will see in detail here. In this or 4th chapter, I'm not sure. So I think more in the 4th chapter. So it is about when we are linking our activities with Krishna, then we are not subjected to reaction.
So the definition here will be of the karma yoga will be what exactly?
Linking our activities to God,
Krishna.
to Krishna.
Okay.
Linking all our activities to Krishna.
Okay.
It's a
Thank you,
linking process of doing our activities with Krishna. Okay. So we will start the first sloka of the chapter 3. Arjuna Uvacha
अर्जुन उवाच
Jayasi Chet Karmanaste
जायसी चेत् कर्मणस्ते
Mata Buddhir Janartana
मत बुद्धिर्जनार्दन
Tat Kim Karmani Gore Mam
तत् किं कर्मणि घोरे मां
Niyojyasi Keshava
नियोजसि केशव
Jayasi Chet Karmanaste
जायसी चेत्
जायसी चेत् कर्मणस्ते
कर्मणस्ते
Mata Buddhir Janartana
मत
मदबुद्धिर्जनार्दन
बुद्धिर्जनार्दन
Tat Kim Karmani Gore Mam
तत् किं कर्मणि घोरे मां
Niyojayasi Keshava
नियोजयसि केशव
Jayasi Chet Karmanaste
जायसी चेत्
चेत्
कर्मणस्ते
Mata Buddhir Janartana
मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन
Tat Kim Karmani Gore Mam
तत् किं कर्मणि घोरे मां
Niyojayasi Keshava.
नियोजयसि केशव
Who wants to do this sloka?
Can I do Mataji?
Please.
जायसी चेत कर्मणस्ते माताजी फिर से एक बार बताएंगे
जायसे चेत् कर्मणस्ते
जायसी चेत कर्मणस्ते
Jayasi
जायसि
Chetkar
चेत्
Manaste
कर्मणस्ते
मात बुद्धिर्जनार्दना
Mata
मता
Buddhir Janardana
बुद्धिर्जनार्दन
तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे मां
Tat Kim
तत् किं कर्मणि घोरे मां
योजयसि केशवा
Niyojayasi
नियोजयसि
Keshava.
केशव
Niyojayasi Keshava. Word to word meaning?
Mataji, I have to open the book. If
Uh,
someone else, they can read
Uma
it.
Mataji, you have your book.
Yes,
You can read
Mataji.
the word to word. Yeah.
Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna said, Jayase better chit if karmana than fruitful action. Te by you, mata is considered buddhi, intelligence, janardana, O Krishna, tat therefore kim, why, karmani in action, gore, ghastly, mam, me, niyojayase, you are engaging, Keshava, O Krishna. Translation. Arjuna said, O Janardana, O Keshava, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare if you think that intelligence is better than fruitful work?
To you too, work. Yeah.
You too.
Thank you, Mataji. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Jayasi Chet Karmanaste Matabuddhir Janartana. So Arjuna is asking Krishna. So if performing Buddhi Yoga is better than performing the work, because generally the work means whatever work we do any work for some results, right? Why are we going to work? So that we get some Lakshmi, by which we can maintain our family, we can fulfill our needs. So work means what? We are expecting some results out of it, right? Fruitive work means whatever work we are doing, expecting some results out of it. So here the war is what? So that, the desire is to win the kingdom and to enjoy the kingdom, right? So there is some result. But you said that Durena Hevaram Karma. Keep away all the abominable activity. Buddhi Yoga is better. Engaging in Krishna consciousness is much better. When that is better, Tatkim Karmani Gore Mam. Why are you asking me to do such a Gora work, a ghastly work, fighting in the war? If you see so much of blood, so much of killing, so much of, it is such How will it be nice for us to see the war field, seeing the dead bodies, seeing the blood flowing and everything? It is a very ghastly thing, na? Very
Gore,
Gora
gore.
feature. Yeah. Tat kim karmani gorama niyojayashi
Keshava.
Keshava. So please let me know, Janardana, why are you asking me to do the war? Why are you asking me to fight? Well, you said Buddhi Yoga is better than fruitive activities. Why are you engaging me in this ghastly warfare? Okay. So, Mataji, can you read this thing from the...
You want me to read, Mataji? I will
Yeah.
read. Knowledge and detachment from chapter 2. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, has very elaborately described the constitutions of the soul in the previous chapter, with a view to delivering his intimate friend Arjuna from the ocean of material grief. And the path of realization has been recommended, Buddhi Yoga of Krishna consciousness.
So already Krishna has given the knowledge about the soul to Arjuna, that we are not the body and we are the soul, so as to deliver Arjuna from his grief. Arjuna was in grief to
Yeah,
fight.
fight.
And he also gave him the path of Krishna consciousness. The last division, what Krishna spoke was about Krishna conscious, a person who is Atma Rama. So, but in spite of that, Arjuna is still having some questions of how to actually engage ourselves in Krishna conscious activity.
Misunderstanding Krishna consciousness. Sometimes Krishna consciousness is misunderstood to be inertia, and one with such a misunderstanding often withdraws to a secluded place to become fully Krishna conscious by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna.
So sometimes people think ये भक्त लोग क्या करते हैं, कुछ भी नहीं करते, सिर्फ पोटली लेके बैठते हैं और माला जप करते हैं. They don't have any work to do. So they just think, Krishna consciousness means what? Just go in a secluded place and then you chant. But because our intelligence and false ego are there as a subtle body with us, even if we go to a secluded place, is it so easy for a person to control his senses and to
No.
chant Hare Krishna so easily? It is
easy.
not going to be very easy. Therefore, Prabhupada gave a minimum of 16 rounds and he engaged the devotees in various services. There is a very nice program given. So morning starting with Mangal Aarti,
Aarti.
then 2 hours of japa, followed by Guru Puja, followed by Bhagavatam class, and followed by various services within the organization, like accounting, like going for book distribution, or preparing prashadam, serving the devotees, like that. There are so many activities a Krishna conscious person is engaged throughout the day. Then a little bit of rest is provided, and later on again the evening program starts with Tulsi Aarti, then again Gaura Aarti, followed by Bhagavad Gita class. And then we are recommended to read Krishna book before we go to the bed. So these are various activities that are given. It's not just, Krishna consciousness means just secluding yourself and go and sit in the corner of home or in somewhere in the world and
With Japamala.
retire yourself to Himalayas or Rishikesh and then to chant. No, that is not Krishna conscious. That's what we saw. Many people, when the parents, when they see that their children are showing interest or showing a desire to practice Krishna consciousness, they get very scared. They think what will happen, if the child will leave us and go, they will leave the sanskar and they will go somewhere else. There are some people who say that, I don't have any problem in reading Bhagavad Gita or anything, but I'm afraid if I read this, I will detach myself from my work. मैं संस्कार से बाहर जाऊंगा. I said, no, Krishna consciousness will make you, whatever activity you do, Krishna consciousness makes you to do in a way that your work does not get you entangled. We are supposed to work to keep the body and the soul together. Everybody has to work. But while we are doing the work, our consciousness is different now. Like a devotee, now when you're going in the train, you either chant or you listen to the class. But if a person is not Krishna conscious, then watching some movie in the Netflix or watching some series or watching some reels, right? The activity is the same. Both a devotee and a karmi, both are going to work, both are going in the same train, both are using the same phone. But what do? That
We
is
feed in good things, yeah.
different. So do your work. While we are doing the work, be Krishna conscious. Okay. Dovetail all your activities in the service of Krishna. Even Smaranam. Smaranam is also one of the devotional service. Sometimes the situation is that you can't chant or you cannot hear, but can we always remember Krishna?
Yes.
And in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, Krishna says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhashmi shashi suryayo. I am the taste of water. In the summer season, we are all drinking so much of water. When we drink water, can we remember Krishna? This taste of water is Krishna. Prabhashmi shashi suryayo. Either we see the sunlight or the moonlight. So when we see the sunlight, we can think that it is Krishna. We can remember Krishna. When we see the moonlight, we can remember Krishna. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu, even the Shabda Om is also Krishna. Punyo Gandha Prativyam Cha, the fragrance of the flower, the intelligence is also Krishna. When everything is Krishna, then how difficult for us is to remember Krishna? Actually, it is more difficult to forget Krishna, but it is more easy to remember Krishna because everything around us is with Krishna. Even within your office, if you're seeing a very intelligent person, instead of becoming envious at the intelligent person or instead of becoming jealous, we can just think, okay, this intelligence is bestowed by Krishna on him. Therefore, he is able to, use this intelligence in the service of the organization. Right? Can we see Krishna there also?
Yeah.
Forget about that person, whether it's Krishna consciousness or not. But we can see the Krishna in that person, the Krishna's mercy in that person, the intelligence that he has in that person, right? So everything can be docile to Krishna. So therefore, there's no necessity for anyone, just to go to a secluded place and sit and chant. Go ahead, Mataji.
Is the chanting in seclusion recommended for beginners? But without being trained in the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, it is not advisable to chant the holy name of Krishna in a secluded place, where one may acquire only cheap adoration from the innocent public.
So it is not recommended.
Yeah.
We saw even Shaubari Muni. He went to the most secluded place. He went underwater. But in spite of that, by seeing two fish uniting with each other, his mind got agitated and he came out and he married 50 princes of the king. So just not going to secluded place is not recommended for a Krishna conscious person. Therefore, they are allowed to live in the association of devotees. Even the brahmacharis, when they are in the beginners, they are allowed to be in the association, chant and practice with them and do devotional activities. So the very first service, a person who is joining ISKCON as a full-time devotee, the very first service the devotee is given is to wash the pot or to wash the toilets. So this is the first service that a Krishna conscious devotee is offered. And slowly, he is given various other service because a person should develop humility. Srinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. If one is more tolerant than a blade of, than a tree, and one should be Trinadapi Sunichena and should be more like a grass. How much ever time you step on the grass comes up.
Yeah.
Then in only with such state of mind, one can do the Kirtana. Kirtaneva Sadahari. Okay, so that is very important, that no need to be in a secluded place. A Krishna conscious person should have a proper training. So that is why we are having such associations, either in offline or online, so that even though we are reading books, even though we are practicing, we need guidance on being Krishna conscious, how to perform Krishna conscious activity. Therefore, such training is recommended.
Krishna conscious.
Why they have written innocent public?
public things, na, if somebody is a Swamiji, Babaji, if they are just sitting, they think they are a great person, right?
Hmm.
They just develop some adoration from that person. इतना बड़ा स्वामी है, वो पूरा दिन जप करता है. Like Babaji is like that, people get cheated seeing that people, right? But maybe they are not purified yet.
Hmm.
Okay, unless
So
otherwise
if
they
a
are
person
properly
is
trained.
chanting Krishna conscious or practicing Krishna consciousness in a secluded place, he may acquire this. वो
Yeah,
किसी से attach
beginners.
हो
It is for
जाएगा.
the beginners, one who is new.
Okay.
It is very difficult because we have been, carrying this ahankar for a long time, kama.
Hmm.
All these things are coming life after life. It is not going to just go away by chanting one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, right? It will
Hmm.
take time, it will take service, and it will take purification, right? If the pot
Hmm.
is very dirty, just in one wash, can you clean the pot?
किसके किसके
It
किसके
takes
we have to
several
keep.
washes. So we have been infected with material disease life after life after life, and we have taken several births. And this ahankar, all these mind, intelligence, and false ego comes with us life after life. Our mind cannot be immediately fixed on Krishna. Initially, we need to be trained. We need to be more in the association of devotees and we need to do service. And by doing the service and everything, one gets purified. Haridas Thakur can chant 192 rounds. But if we are asked to chant 192 rounds, we will
Difficult.
become mad. We
Yeah.
cannot do because we are not in that platform.
So Mataji, but the person who is a beginner, he will be attracted towards like Babaji, you mean to say here?
No, innocent public may think, he may not know the reality. Just because he is wearing saffron clothes, he's in a secluded place, they think that person is so great. But he may not be,
Okay.
okay? Because the training is required. Without training, one
Practicing
cannot go.
Krishna consciousness na, in a secluded place, that
Yeah.
person you're talking about.
Yes. So
And
secluded
he
place,
may
yes.
get
In a
attracted by,
matured state, one
yeah.
can go to Vrindavan and stay there and practice bhakti in a matured stage, but not in a initial stage.
Initial state.
Because there also you'll be attracted to some Maya things there, right? So it
So
is very
some other,
important.
you mean to say not bona fide gurus or masters?
Yeah, that is there. Even within Krishna consciousness, first training is required before you go to some secluded place because the mind may not be very steady. One may not be able to practice it in an isolation.
So a beginner will get attracted to this Babaji, you mean to say, if he goes.
Innocent public, yes, they may get attracted, yes.
And
Without
which may not
knowing.
be a bona fide
Yeah,
master.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one should properly get trained first. Not
First
just,
trained.
you cannot go to 12th standard before passing the 11th till the grade 11, right?
Correct.
So you cannot just go to such a secluded place before, when you're in the beginning stage, right? So we
Yes.
need to get trained, before one
Verified.
retires and lives in some dhamma, one should have a previous training, otherwise going to dhamma, a devotee will perform a lot of aparat. Better, get trained, purify, and then absorb in Dhamma rather than going in the initial stage, leaving everything. And you will still do a lot of aparat. You may get adoration, but you will not advance. That's what it is mentioned by Prabhupada here. Okay?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
go ahead.
Krishna consciousness is dynamic, not passive. Arjuna
Arjuna also thought
Arjuna
of
also thought of Krishna consciousness or Buddhi Yoga or intelligence in spiritual advancement of knowledge as something like retirement from active life and the practice of penance and austerity at the secluded place.
So even Arjuna he also misunderstood when Krishna said Durena Hevaram Karma. He thought that, Krishna consciousness means we have to do penances and austerity in a secluded life and retire from the active life because, his active life is performing some Gora activity, warfare, that is not very nice. So he thought that, Krishna consciousness means retire from the active life and go and be in a secluded place and to practice. So that's what many people, they get, they misunderstand, as we say. Some of the parents don't allow the children to get books like Bhagavad Gita or other thing because they are afraid if they read Gita or something, they will leave the family and they will go away. So this is a
Become.
misunderstanding. This is a misconception.
Avoiding duty is not Krishna consciousness. In other words, he wanted to skillfully avoid the fighting by using Krishna consciousness as an excuse.
So here Arjuna is using this as an escapism. He already did not want to fight, right? He had 4 reasons which he already said in the first chapter. Now,
Yeah.
when Krishna is talking about Krishna consciousness, so now he has another reason. So this is a way to escape, right? Sometimes we tell children, do this, do that, and they do not know what to do. Then they find something else to escape, right? Then suddenly say, tomorrow I have a test. You go and get something for me. No, tomorrow I have test. So they try to escape from the work, by saying that they have something else to do, right?
Yes.
They would have been just sitting quietly watching TV or doing something, and you tell them, I have to get some, salt is over, go to the shop and get and come. At that time, because they don't want to go, oh, I forgot, I have a test tomorrow. So I have to study now. I cannot go now. I'm just giving a simple example, by how people, you try to escape from doing your duty. So here Arjuna is using Krishna consciousness
Krishna
as a
consciousness.
way to escape from his duty
Fighting, yeah.
or fighting. Yes.
Guru's
Therefore,
guidance
guidance is necessary. Yes.
Guru's guidance is necessary, but as a sincere student, he placed the matter before his master and questioned Krishna as to his best course of action. In answer, Lord Krishna elaborately explained Karma Yoga or work in Krishna consciousness in this third chapter.
Karma Yoga means working in Krishna consciousness, linking our activities to Krishna. That is
Krishna.
called Karma Yoga.
Karma Yoga.
So, but Arjuna, because he is a sincere student, if you have a question, if you have some misunderstanding, you should approach the Guru and ask for guidance, which Arjuna did in the beginning of the second chapter also. He accepted Krishna as his Guru.
Guru.
Because earlier, Krishna was his friend. So the
Friend.
talk between the two friends is not considered very serious.
Serious.
Therefore, Arjuna accepted Krishna as a Guru. And even after accepting Krishna as a Guru, he was continuously seeking guidance from the Guru. Okay, once you have a Guru, it's okay, it is done. Now, we need guidance from the Guru throughout our spiritual journey. Wherever we need support. So Arjuna here, because he had this question, he did not think, Krishna said like that, and he just went aside and he said, and then not blaming Krishna. You only told me, Durena Hevaram Karma, keep all away and do Buddhi Yoga. Therefore, I left it. No,
I will not
he's
fight.
Questioning. He's asking Krishna. He's doubtful. He's not having clarity.
Exactly.
What Krishna has said. So one side Krishna is telling fight, another side he is telling to do Buddhi Yoga. So he is seeing both the things as two different things. He doesn't think both can go together. Arjuna is confused how these two things can go together. He's thinking both to be different, activity to be different, and Krishna consciousness to be different. So if you want to be Krishna conscious, then you have to come out of all your activities.
Yeah.
So here in this chapter, Karma Yoga, Krishna will instruct Arjuna how to dovetail his activities. How? Not only to Arjuna, to all of us. How can we dovetail our activities in Krishna consciousness? Tane sthita. Wherever we are situated, doesn't matter. Working, housewife, student, or an old age person, anywhere you are, you can still practice Krishna consciousness at any situation, under any conditions, right? Even if a person is not in a condition to talk, but can you remember Krishna?
Yes.
Is it hard to remember Krishna? Sometimes when we are in the last stages of life, we cannot even talk anything, but we can remember Krishna.
Yeah.
However, that remembrance will only come if
when
you practice Krishna consciousness throughout the life.
Wow.
Otherwise, we cannot remember Krishna consciousness. We cannot remember Krishna in the time of fun. So if a person is able to remember Krishna in the end of the life, that means a person has lived with Krishna throughout the life. Life is a preparation and death is a examination. By chance, one person cannot remember Krishna in the end. Sometimes by the mercy of a devotee. For example, like His Holiness Jayaprataka Swami Maharaj, he has lot of ailments and many times he is admitted in the hospital. And because of his costless mercy, if he sees a person is in the dying situation, he just gave a mala and asked them to chant and he gave initiation to them. Because that is the costless mercy of a devotee, where some fortune that person must have done to be in contact with such person, right? But generally speaking, one can only remember Krishna antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram. How can we remember? Only when we are able to remember Krishna while we are alive. In our day-to-day activities, we should train ourselves to remember Krishna in all the activities that we perform, right from the time we get up and even while sleeping. Before we sleep, we have to pray to Krishna. This sleep is for me so that tomorrow I wake up fresh and I can serve you. I'm sleeping so that I can serve you properly tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
So the rest is also not for us. The rest is to serve Krishna. So like that 24 hours, we can always remember Krishna and we can dovetail all our activities in Krishna's service, right? Sleeping should also be served for Krishna. Not just sleeping, okay, I am sleeping so that I am resting. My body needs rest. No. Of course, it's our body only. But our body is also given by Krishna to
Krishna.
us. Krishna has granted this body to us. This is not ours. If we are in a rented apartment, anytime the person asks us to leave, we need to leave. Even our own house. What is our own house? When we are leaving the body, can you take the home with you and
House
go?
and
Nothing.
No.
Everybody is living as a guest. Whether you are living in your own apartment or in your rental apartment, we are all guests in this world. Nobody is a permanent person who resides in this world. So while we are given this body by Krishna, so this body should also be used in Krishna's service.
Service.
We can see properly, we can hear properly, our hands are working, our legs are working. So when Krishna has given all this facility to us so that we serve Krishna. Okay, so that should be our consciousness. So by being in that consciousness, every activity, no matter if somebody is in job, somebody is doing business, somebody is a student, somebody is a housewife, we can dovetail all our activities in Krishna's service.
Krishna service.
That is very important. Whatever earnings we are having, we have to allocate some portion of our earnings in Krishna's service. We should not take everything for ourselves. That is very much needed. So this was recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana, to Goswami. I think Rupa Goswami, he gave this instruction, like 50% of our wealth should be used in Krishna's service, whatever we earn. Another 50%, 25% is for our own personal and emergency expenses. Another 25% is for our dependents, for our people who are dependent on us. So this is the way in which our wealth should be utilized in Krishna's service. During the initial days, many of Prabhupada disciples, they were going to work. Otherwise, how can they maintain the center? How can they maintain the temple? So they were going to work, and then whatever Lakshmi they got, with that only the movement went up. Otherwise, if everybody thought, Krishna consciousness is just being in the temple, then today Krishna consciousness will not be all over the world. All those devotees, they all had a job. They worked. His Holiness Jayaprataka Swami Maharaj, he worked as a server to aid the temple, Canada temple, to get some income for them. He was also working in his initial days so that he can contribute to the temple, right? So everybody has to work. Nobody can be without working. Sometimes people may sing, oh, your life is so easy. You don't have to pay the bills. You don't have to do anything. Then you come and stay in the temple. No, who is stopping you? If a young boy is feeling, life is so difficult, your life is so easy, go and join the temple. They are giving you food, they are giving you shelter. Did they deny you from giving everything? But you need to work for Krishna. You just can't go there and lazily eat and sleep. Right? When you go there, you have to work for Krishna. You have to wake up for Mangalarti. You need to do service for the temple. You need to go out and do seva. Then you are allowed to be there. And people think, no, that is so difficult. Let me just be in this own world. Let me get some job, get some money and gratify my senses. Watch some movie, watch some Netflix. That is much better. Why should I go and live with it? If you feel that life is so easy, Who is stopping you from going there, right? Nobody stopped. But still, can we go? No, we cannot go. Okay, so I'm just made a small summary of this sloka. So Arjuna is confused after hearing about the knowledge and detachment in chapter 2. He questions Krishna, if knowledge is superior, why are you asking me to engage in the terrible action? If Buddhi Yoga is superior, why should I do this Karma Yoga? This is inferior, right? So why should I do that? So this reveals a conflict between the action and renunciation. Sometimes we are confused about the action and renunciation, when to renounce the activity and when to do the activity, right? Even in our own life, are we having some questions what to do
Yes,
and what to live?
we do.
That is thing. So the misunderstanding of spiritual life. So sometimes there is a misunderstanding of the spiritual life. This sloka reveals that. So the key Gita lesson is spiritual confusion is natural. Even sincere seekers can misunderstand spiritual teachings. Therefore, we need the guidance of the Guru.
Guru.
Otherwise, misunderstanding is very easy. Like as I saw in airport, there was a Bhagavad Gita for an atheist. Was complete misunderstanding of the spiritual teaching, right? Because that person did not have a proper guidance to understand the Gita. Slokas are same, but misunderstanding can happen, right? So knowledge is not equal to inaction. Knowledge doesn't mean don't do anything. Higher knowledge does not mean stopping the work. We need to do the work, but we also should be Krishna conscious. That is the real consciousness. Avoid escapism. So sometimes people, they don't want to do anything, giving spirituality to avoid responsibility in a subtle illusion. If a child is asking you, I am hungry, mama, give me food. You say, beta, my mala is not over yet. Please wait until I finish the mala, then I will give you. So that is an escapism.
Yeah.
Because the child is hungry. So it is our duty to make breakfast and to
Food,
give
yeah.
to the child. You cannot say that my mala is not over. Can't you see I am Krishna conscious? Don't you know that I have to finish my mala? I have to bathe the Lord. I have so much of service. I have to do the arti. So you have to wait until then. No, we have to do our duty. Whatever our prescribed duty is there, we need to do. Krishna will understand in such a situation. Okay, the child always eats at 9 o'clock. Today, the child woke up at 7 o'clock and saying that I am hungry. Maybe we did not expect, but if the child is hungry, it's okay. Leave all the activities and prepare for the child, offer it to Krishna and give it. Don't escape from it. Okay. So, right inquiry is essential. Progress begins when we ask questions with sincerity. We should ask questions in spiritual. Atato Brahma Jignasa. It starts with the inquiry. If you see, Bhagavad Gita is with questions, Bhagavatam is with the questions. The first chapter of Bhagavatam itself is questioned by the sages. So, spiritual knowledge always starts with inquiry. It always starts with question and answers. So, therefore, Guru's guidance is necessary. Okay.
Necessary.
So, I hope this summary is little useful
Yes.
to all of us. So,
Yes,
and some
Mataji, very beautiful.
and some practical tips from the Sloka 3.1. Don't quit your responsibilities in the name of spirituality. Do your responsibility. Don't quit that. Then you will be under trouble. We have to be responsible. Wherever we are, let us do our duty. Continue your duties, but purify your intention. The intention should be purified. Duty should not be renounced, but intention should be purified. And avoid artificial renunciation, external show. Artificially wearing kanti, artificially wearing doing japa, and inside, you're thinking about enjoyment and other things. So avoid that. Don't show yourself to be a very great devotee unless in fact, a great devotee always thinks himself to be a neophyte. Even a Uttam Adhikari, the person who is in the topmost stage of bhakti, he thinks himself to be a neophyte. He doesn't think himself to be a great person. So he never thinks. Like a guru is a mercy incarnation of Krishna, but he doesn't call himself as a god.
Krishna, yeah.
Although he is a mercy incarnation, he says, I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. So that should be the real devotee. A real devotee never shows off, right? Stay engaged. Idleness leads to distraction. do some activities. That's why Prabhupada gave so many activities, because in this Kali Yuga, 64 rounds is very difficult to all of us. 8 hours of chanting with this current world we cannot do. Therefore, he gave us 16 rounds. Don't be idle. Do some activities in Krishna consciousness. Even if we are not working or anything, even within Krishna consciousness, we should keep doing some activities. Seek clarity instead of assuming spiritual conclusions. So here Arjuna would have easily misunderstood. Good that he asked the question to Krishna. Otherwise, he would have thought that Krishna told Buddhi Yoga is better than karma, all the work. So why should I do my duty? Let me just retire and do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and go back to Krishna. No. Therefore, Krishna later on read this service which Arjuna did, fighting the war. That is also a
It's
Krishna
important.
conscious activity. That's what Krishna says in the 7 chapters. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. In the 8th chapter, he says, do your duty, but mam anusmara. Always remember
Think.
me and do your duty. We should do our duty, but we should remember Krishna. So the entire essence of all the Vedic literatures is always remember Krishna and never
don't
forget Krishna.
forget Krishna.
That's the main essence. You can read several books, you can do several things, but we should be careful not to forget Krishna. So even before we go to bed, we can, reflect our day for 2 minutes and see at how many instances we forgot Krishna. If you are able to, reflect on that, then we can increase our remembrance with Krishna, right? In a day, when did we remember Krishna and what instances I forgot Krishna? If you're consciously practicing, then you can always remember Krishna, right? So
Yeah,
this
Mother.
is from the
Mindful
chapter 3.1. That's what I said. We thought second chapter is so good, but if you say third chapter is further giving such a great knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Any
Yes.
questions or any realization,
Clarity.
clarity or anything?
No,
Mataji,
Mataji. Yeah.
dovetail
Sorry.
is that ना जैसे कि what you say वो जो duck करती है, she separates the water and she only drinks the milk out of that.
Who?
Is that dovetail?
Yeah, duck. Yes. Dove. Yes.
So she separates the water and drinks only milk.
Milk. Yes.
So in Krishna consciousness also we have to behave in the same way.
Yes. We only have to take whatever situation that are favorable to us.
Yeah.
Pratikul situation. We should avoid being in the association of the non-devotees. The more we are associating with materialistic people, then advancement of Krishna consciousness becomes very difficult. Because
Yes.
Anukulyena Krishnanu, while we are doing the favorable things in Krishna consciousness, we should also avoid the unfavorable things in Krishna consciousness. Only then, we can advance in Krishna consciousness. Because now we are hearing in the association of devotees, when we hear, we are so inspired to do bhakti. And you go and talk to materialistic people, they will give their own philosophy. And by hearing that philosophy, what happens? Sometimes we get confused.
Influenced.
Maybe that is also good. Life is to enjoy. We are also a family person. We have husband, we have child, certain things we should do. Yes, we should do the work, but not at the compromise of our Krishna conscious activity. What is in Krishna? Everything we can do. Nothing Krishna stopped. What did Krishna stop? He did not stop us from eating. He does not stop us from working. He did not stop us from doing anything. He only told us to be conscious
Just remember.
of himself, no matter and detail our work or anything in Krishna's service. That's all. Krishna did not even tell anything, do. This is a real. People say, na, Bhagavad Gita means karma karo. No, just by doing the work, one cannot understand Gita. Karma kaise karna hai? We have to do the work in the service of Krishna. Just by doing the work, we will become karmis. We will not become karma yogis. We will become karmis. Karmis. It is not a karma yogi. That is a very, very wrong misunderstanding by people that karmanyeva dhikarasya mafaleshu kadachana. They only say do your duty. They don't even say the next word, mafaleshu kad. Don't expect result also. 50% of the people only will say. Third line to fourth line, nobody talks. They just say, Krishna said, do your duty. But how we do our duty, that is very important,
By
right?
remembering Krishna.
Yeah, see, we are also cooking. The materialistic people are also cooking. But there is a vast difference between how we cook and how they cook. Right from the time we go to market, when we are selecting the fruits or vegetables, we are thinking which vegetable will be very nice. I need to buy the high quality vegetables so that Krishna will have a nice bhoga, right? We are very careful, no? Sometimes the fruits also, we go to the best fruit shop. We do
Yeah.
2-3 places, whichever fruit shop was good, we go to that place because we need to offer something that is best for Krishna. Best vegetables, best fruit, best grains. We choose everything not for ourselves, but for Krishna. Right? Materialistic person also choose good things for to taste
Himself.
some nice food for themselves. Right? But the consciousness is different. That is very important. We are not cooking for ourselves, we are cooking for Krishna's pleasure. Everything that we do is for Krishna's pleasure. That is the Karma Yoga. And in Krishna consciousness, it's very much related to Bhakti Yoga also. Because, we cannot actually separate our karma. We cannot be without doing our activities. When our activities are docile to Krishna, then that becomes Bhakti itself. That's what Krishna says. Yat karoshi
Mataji, you are saying
Krishna
doctile or dovetail?
dovetail. Dovetail means
Dovetail.
give it, dovetail, give it. Whatever you do, engage in Krishna's service. Yat karoshi, yad dashnashi, yat juhoshi dadat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kuru mat arpanam. Whatever you do it in my service. After in the
Arpanam.
9th chapter, Krishna says, after patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktaya prayachati, Krishna says, everything that we do, mad arpanam, do it for me. We have to do the arpan, dovetail our activities in Krishna's service. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
That is very important. That may not be a very, very pure devotion, but we are not yet in that stage. We cannot artificially imitate to become a pure devotee, right? While we are living in this world, while we are living with our family and everything, initially we should know how to dovetail our activities to Krishna. Then slowly the stage will come where we can get into the pure devotional service. But it takes time. Purity does not come very easily, right? Purity takes time. Yeah, we need to be patient. In Bhakti also, we should be patient. Sometimes we think I'm chanting for 5 years, I'm chanting for 10 years, nothing has happened. But we need to be patient. We should be enthusiastic and we should be determined and we should be patient. So these 3 things are very important. Enthusiasm is very, very important in Bhakti because without enthusiasm, it will become very dull, right? Without, how will you do? Like Mataji, you're having enthusiasm now. Okay, even though you're going to US, I will take some books, I will chant, I will read, right? That enthusiasm is there. But if that enthusiasm is not there, then what you will think? Now, okay, 3 weeks break is for me to spend time with my son. Okay, so let Krishna wait for me for 3 weeks, right?
That's what Mataji, when you taste it, say like I have now, I'm experiencing it, Mataji. I will not be able to tell you. So I cannot forget also. So I have to take. I miss it otherwise. Yeah, if I don't read,
So that has
or if I
come with
don't hear.
practice. That has come with practice by hearing
Yes,
in
Mataji.
association.
It's
By
very
doing so,
important
we
to
are
practice,
coming
Mataji.
in practice.
Yeah.
That's what. So the further slokas are helping us how to always remain in Krishna's service. That's what. Okay, Mataji.
Mataji, will you be
Practice,
sending
practice.
the recording?
Yes.
To hear it again.
Yeah. Every sloka of Bhagavad Gita has beautiful message for us. And after we hear, we should also contemplate on it. What did we hear? How should we work for Krishna? What all I can do for Krishna's service? Okay.
So,
Okay,
Mataji, I
the-
have a quick question if you have time.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Yeah.
Please ask.
So,
Mataji, sorry. Mataji, I need to leave.
If anybody
Sorry,
is getting late, you
Mataji,
can leave,
even I
Mataji.
need
No
to
problem.
leave.
No problem.
Or Mataji, can we just finish the Aarti,
Yeah,
the
Narsimha
Narsimha
Aarti and I
prayer and
will
then we
spend.
can...
Yeah, sure.
Sorry,
Mataji, I
Mataji,
will
sorry.
leave because I have done Narsimha Aarti.
Okay, no problem.
Hare Krishna,
Okay, Hare
Mataji.
Sorry,
Krishna.
Mataji.
No problem.
Mataji.
Yes. Namaste
Namaste
Narasimhaya
Narasimhaya
Praladaya
Praladalaye
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वशका
शका
शीलतङ्गानकालाये
शीलतङ्गानकालाये
इतो
इतो
नरसिंहा परतो
परतो
नरसिंहा
नरसिंह
यतो यतो
यतो
यामि ततो
यामि ततो
नरसिंहा
नरसिंहा
बहिर्नरसिंहा
बहिर्नरसिंह
हृदये
ये
नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं
नरसिंहमदिं
शरणं
शरणं
प्रपद्ये
प्रपद्ये
तव
तव करकमलवरीनका
करकमलवरीणाकामद्भुतशृङ्गा
शृङ्गा
दलित
दलित
हिरण्यकशिपु
हिरण्यकशिपु
तनुभृङ्गां
तनुभृङ्ग
केशवधृता
केशवधृत
नरहरिरूपा
नरहरिरूपा
जय
जय
जगदीश
जगदीश
हरे
हरे
जय
जय
जगदीश
जगदीश हरे
जय
जय
जगदीश
जगदीश
हरे
हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय
नरसिंहदेव जय
नरसिंहदेव
नरसिंहदेव
नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
नरसिंहदेव
जय
जय प्रहलाद
प्रहलाद
महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
प्रहलाद
प्रहलाद
महाराज जय
महाराज
प्रहलाद
प्रहलाद
महाराज
महाराज
जय जय
जय जय
प्रभुपाद
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 प्रभुपाद जय
प्रभुपाद
जय
जय जय
प्रभुपाद
प्रभुपाद
जय
जय
गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव जय
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 गुरुदेव भक्ति
गुरुदेव
विघ्न
भक्ति
विनाशक नरसिंह
विनाशक
भगवान की
राम
जय
की
भक्ति श्री
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज की जय
महाराज की जय
लीला प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्ण
ध्यान